Hello, my name's Tig, and I'm one of the people who are producing this virtual mindfulness-based cognitive therapy course. When I first came to mindfulness, I suppose I was quite trepidatious about what I was likely to find. The mindfulness people that I met were very friendly, but they were quite insular. Quite a lot of them were Buddhists, and I wasn't. Quite a lot of them had been practicing for years and years and years, and weren't frightened to tell you, and I hadn't been. It was an experience that was full of promise, but was something that you did quite cautiously. So I really wasn't quite sure what to expect from my first mindfulness courses. You have to start mindfulness really with an 8-session plus an all-day course, and my first one was indeed this course that you're on now. But as I say, I wasn't quite sure what to expect, or really exactly how weird it was going to be, because there was just something about the setup. The first course that I did was in a psychiatric hospital, and although I had worked in a psychiatric hospital for a short time before, it was a different sort of atmosphere. So I understand, and we understand here at the National Colleges, that it can be a bit sort of strange. So what's it like? How weird is it going to be? What are we going to ask you to do? Mindfulness isn't yoga, so it's not at all like some types of yoga where essentially you're stretching yourself. Nothing could be further from the truth with mindfulness. Mindfulness is very much about not stretching yourself, not striving, not competing with anyone else who's on the course, and in particular, not competing with yourself. Mindfulness is about acknowledging how you are today and taking that on board. So we won't be asking you to do any strange movements, or even actually the classic sort of mindfulness or meditation poise. Unless you want to do it and you feel comfortable doing it, you can do whatever you like. But no one's going to ask you to do anything. If you have a chair, you can do this course. So it's worth asking what you're going to gain from a course where the only requirement seems to be that you can sit in a chair. Yes, and we might ask you to stretch out an arm to an imaginary piece of fruit, but nothing much more demanding than that. We'll ask you to do a little bit of walking, a little bit of mindful walking, a few exercises, but the big thing is not to stretch yourself. So what do you get from a course where we don't really ask very much of you? Well, mindfulness is studied at Oxford and at many other universities, both in the United Kingdom and around the world. And this course that you're on is possibly the most researched mindfulness course that there's ever been. We know many things about this mindfulness course, but one of the basic things we know is that it helps many, many people and changes the lives of a considerable number of them. For the course to work, you have to daily practice for at least 6 weeks. And that 6 weeks, the university's research has shown, actually changes the neurology of your brain. So many of the things that affect you now, perhaps habitual things, will change over this period of time. Mindfulness reduces the chances of another episode of recurrent depression and is the nice recommended intervention for recurrent depression. So it's used in the NHS, and many NHS trusts teach mindfulness not only to their patients but to their staff as well. I find that mindfulness makes you more tolerant, and many of my colleagues do too. It reduces your anxiety and blood pressure. It helps you cope better with crisis and conflict without doubt, because it sort of trains you to be able to do those things. And overall, we believe it makes you happier. So welcome to this course. We look forward to our time with you.